My name is Rick Wilson, and I served as an ABH-3 aviation bosun mate, third class. Well, as a youngster in high school, I was big on television. This was in the early 60s, and I used to watch this TV show called McHale's Navy, and I thought that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And after many months of watching all those episodes, I thought that I would, that's what I want to do. And brought myself down to the local recruiting office. They told me to sit down. There was a draft taking place in the United States, so it wasn't all that terribly difficult to do. And I enlisted, and proud of it, and it's the greatest experience of my life, and if I had it to do all over again, in a heartbeat. The recruiting process, basically, I filled out some application forms, and I think the way it went is I had to take some aptitude tests, and I did them on the spot, and I was successful in completing them, that I was a successful candidate. The next step in the process was a medical, and I had to come back several days later for that, and I completed the medical, and I was successful in that. And a nice part of the story was they told me after I'd got my approval and I was ready to go, the recruiter told me, and this is here in Buffalo, New York, that they ship out on Mondays and Wednesdays. Well, it was around a week later they called me on a Monday, and he said, yeah, we ship out Monday and Wednesday. Be here 0700 next Wednesday. Not the Wednesday coming, but like 10 days hence. And I said to him on the phone, I said, but you said you ship out on Wednesdays. And he said, we do. He says, well, Wednesday's the day after tomorrow. What are my chances? He said, can you hang on for a second? I said, absolutely. 5 minutes later, he comes back on the phone. He said, be here this coming Wednesday at 0700. And I was there. And what an inspirational time that was, taking my oath to the United States of America. Proud of my service. And we had the whole day to kill, and that night we boarded a train and rode all night in the train to Chicago. Got there around 7 o'clock in the morning and jumped on a commuter train, and an hour later, I think, something like that, we were in Great Lakes, Illinois, NTC, Naval Training Center, and there's where we commenced our indoctrination into the United States Navy. Now, I have to add here at this point in time that in my life I was always hung up on Hollywood, and this was the first big adult lesson. I was 19, big adult lesson in my life. There's reality and there's Hollywood. Welcome to reality. One of the things that always stands out in my mind is they had about 600 of us in this auditorium, and they said it was kind of like, while you're here, this is what's going to happen. And one of the things that stands out in my mind is you're going to march, the better part of 600 miles. And I'm thinking, 600 miles? That's a long way in 3 months. And I said, I don't think that's going to be the way it was. Well, I think we did. And 50 shots later, I was always afraid of needles. 50 shots later, and early December 1962, got released. And of course, I joined the Navy to see the world. I wanted to be like McHale's Navy. So where did they send me? Shore duty, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But there's always a bright side to every story. I was close to home, and I used to get home on weekends to see my folks.